Under the category of idiot bonehead moves, about a year or two ago, AMC Theaters, under the direction of their Einstein CEO, Adam Aron, decided, you know what people will love? You know what the people want? They want us to charge more for better seats in our movie theaters. Yeah, that's what people want. And AMC, the Idiot Brigade, they led the way by they announced they're going to, like, depending on where you picked your seat, you're going to have to pay more money. That went over like a lead balloon. And they quickly and wisely, give credit where it's due, decided to back off that absolutely moronic idea. Fire who was ever in the room that came up with that bullshit. Anyway, fast forward now to today, and it looks like on their surface that they're going to try it again, in a way. As the Wrap is running the headline, AMC Theaters to reserve the best seats for the premium loyalty program members. It writes this: if you're a member of AMC's paid subscription loyalty programs, and there are a couple, you'll soon get another perk: the opportunity to reserve the best seats in the movie theater before anybody else. On the theater chain's earnings call on Tuesday, CEO Captain Admiral Adam Aron said that later this year, AMC will add a new perk for the A-List and Premier Stubs members, as they will get priority access to seats, and the chain will, quote unquote, block and reserve it for them. This perk comes at no additional charge and will join other perks for Premier and A-List members, most notably the ability to watch 4 movies per week in any format for A-List members. The A-List membership is available for $27.99 a month, while the Premier membership, which does not have the 4 movies per week included, is available for $18.99 a month. I actually have to correct them on that. It is not $18.99 a month for the Premier membership. It is $18.99 for the year. The little fact check that is not $18.99 a month. Why would you get Premiere for $18.99 a month if you don't get any free movies? All right. My first reaction to reading this was, oh my God, here we go again. But I'm not so sure I dislike this. Look, hear me out. I'm not saying this is a great idea, but I'm not necessarily saying this is as bad as it might look on its face value. This is coming from somebody who's often very critical of AMC. The best thing in moviegoing right now is AMC A-List. I've always given credit for that. AMC A-List, for less than the price of 2 movies, you get 16 movies a month. Not having to pay any upcharge for 3D, their XL screens, IMAX, of course, the Dolby Prime theaters, never have to pay any upcharge for it. For less than the cost of 2 movies a month, you get 16. It's a great program. It really is. I've always given it its flowers, and I always will. I am a very happy and satisfied member of it. To give perks, additional perks, to people who have those memberships, to people who are paying you extra every month, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And the other potential upside to it is that maybe this becomes even more incentive for an average moviegoer who is wasting unnecessary money every month by not having A-List. Maybe becomes another little incentive to actually get A-List. Which, if A-List was a rip-off program, I would be complaining that they're trying to hurdle people or funnel people into this pay. But it's actually a really great program that I know for me personally saves me an ass ton of money every month. So look, I need to think about it more, but I think I've moved off my initial recoil, Rob, hearing about this, because it just feels too much like this premium upcharges kind of thing. It's not really that. And this actually might not be that bad of an idea. I don't know that it'll catch on. I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if in 3 months we hear that they're canceling this. And what happens? Do they hold those premium seats right up to 5 minutes before showtime? And if no A-list, like when do they become available to everybody else?
We don't know the time frame of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. If I'm an A-list member, which I am, do I only have access to that perk if I book my tickets at least 1 week in advance? Which, by the way, wouldn't be a bad thing.
No.
But I gotta say, Rob, as somebody who is as critical of AMC as I am, I always give credit where it's due. And this might not be that bad of an idea, at least to what it looks like on its surface. I don't know. You read about this. What do you think about it?
I mean, on the surface, it seems okay. But practically, I'm like, obviously, when you look at a movie theater and you look at how many tickets are sold, it shows you where the tickets have been purchased.
Yes.
So you know, you I guess those would be called the premium seats. Those are the first to go, so they know that. But what's going to happen, like you said, are they going to release the premium seats like a day in advance? Because if not, it would really bother me if I wanted to go see a movie, you know, if I just decide to go see a movie and half the premium seats are not available because they're for A-list members. So I don't get to sit there if I have to be a member. But I mean, I'm not a member of A-list because I don't have an AMC close to my house.
So you're not going anyway.
Well, but no,
Yeah,
but if I was like, I'm a Regent, Regal member, but so if they're not going to make those seats available to the general population, I could see that becoming kind of annoying. Like if you go to the movie theater and you want to go, so I guess they would have to release the seats. I mean, I don't think it's a bad perk to know that you're always going to be able to get great seats, but is that going to mean that if I decide to go see Hail Mary again opening weekend, that I'm just going to have a group of seats that I'm always going to be able to sit in because they're the premium seats because the Flotsam and Jetsam won't be able to buy them? That seems like could end up being a waste of great seats if they're not spoken for. You know what I mean?
I have a feeling it's probably within like 24 to 48 hours of a movie going on sale.
Well, I mean, that's look, I think the details is what's going to determine whether this is a good move or not. So detail number one, how many seats are you reserving? Is it 10% of the seats? Is it 50% of the seats? So that's going to be a key thing. Second thing is, to Jonathan's point, how long are you holding them for? Like, is an A-list member going to have like, hey, you've got up till 1 week before showtime to book it. After that, they open it up. Or is it like right up until showtime? That will determine a lot about whether this is a good idea or not. And by the way, somewhere lost in this conversation is a bigger philosophical question. What are the best seats?
Right. We talked about this before the show. Although you would think it's like the dead center, I don't typically grab those.
Neither do I.
I like to be a little further back and I have a little more leg room, and I don't want to have to, if I have to get up to the restroom, I don't want to cross through 20 pairs of legs. So, but for most people that are going to be diehard, they want to be in the center.
Like my favorite seat in a normal showing in a normal theater, my favorite seat, you know, you've got the first 3 or 4 rows, then the walkway, and then the main section of seating. I like to sit in the second row of the main section of seating behind one of the wheelchair sections because 95% of the time nobody's there and I get to stretch my legs out. Mm-hmm. That won't be one of the premium seats.
Right.
It's different for IMAX. In IMAX, you do want to be a little bit more center middle. So look, this becomes a good idea if the number of seats being reserved are 10 to 20%. And if they're only reserved until about a week out. Because I think the average film goer, if they're going to check on Tuesday night tickets for Thursday, those tickets should be available to them if the A-list members have not booked them up already. So if you limit the number of seats and you have a specific time frame that you have to have them by, like before 1 week before the thing, I think this just becomes a nice little perk for people who pay to have the memberships. And by the way, you should have one of these memberships if you live anywhere near an AMC. You absolutely should. You're burning money if you don't. But to Rob's point, if it's like 50% of the seats and they hold those seats until like 1 day before the showtime, then this is a stupid idea.
Yeah, stupid.
And so we'll really have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? AMC is looking at adding some additional perks to people who are members of their loyalty programs. But it all really depends on how they're going to execute it. What do you think would be the best way for them to approach it? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.